So can you elaborate on why approaching a scene with a particular emotion in mind is not the best approach?
Yes, what happens is that emotions can be interpreted very broadly. A lot of times we say, okay, in fact, a lot of people come and ask, क्या है? Happy character है, sad character है, angry character है, क्या है character? So when you say angry character, then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm angry," and they'll become angry, and it'll be a very typical anger. So to avoid a cliche, it's important to not just approach emotionally, because we all feel emotions. It's just a certain kind of a person will feel that emotion in a certain way. Yeah. So what's more important to understand is who the person is, which is where the psychology comes in, which is where the thought process of the character comes in. So it's better to approach that emotion through the thought process, through the unique thought process of that character, so that when you reach that emotion, it has its own unique color. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll be just anger. Yeah. But when you approach it from the psyche of the person, or from the thought process of the person, or what the person is thinking, you're giving it a very, very unique, specific color, and then it's not hackneyed anymore. So that way, sometimes, because thoughts are far broader than emotions. For anger, you can say anguish, you can say anger, you can say rage, you can say 2-3 other words, and there are about 7-8 synonyms that you have that you can say. And even those 8 synonyms are great to, just approach it slightly differently. But it's only those 8-9 words. Whereas thoughts can be a billion thoughts. Yeah. So they're far more broad. Whereas just the emotion is slightly more limiting to approach character if you approach purely from the emotion.
And in a way, it goes back to the previous question, where if you're approaching a scene with an emotion, you're in a way judging the character also, that the character is like this in this particular scene.
Yes, absolutely, because then you're doing it without empathy. Yeah. Then you're doing it without really understanding why the anger is there. Yeah. Without really knowing where is the anger coming from. Yeah. Without knowing the root of it. Yeah. Without understanding completely. And hence, because you don't understand, then you do the obvious. Yeah. And first interpretations are always the worst interpretations. Well, not always, but most of the times they're not the best interpretations, because they're usually an influence of something that you have seen, or that's something that you're used to.
Yeah. So there are many ways to approach a scene. What does the character want? What is the objective of the scene? What is the subtext? How does one decide which is the best possible way to approach a particular scene?
Depends on the script. Right. I mean, some scripts will, for some scripts, the objective is more important. For some scripts, the emotion is more important. For some scripts, the worldview is more important. Mm-hmm. So again, depending on your character and your script, you should choose what's the best way to start. Again, it's not just about one thing. From one thing, the others will follow. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good question in terms of where do we start? Yeah. And I think whatever that particular character and script is leaning towards more, identification of that and to start from that particular point. That's what's important.
But I think that will come with experience, and once you discuss the script with the director.
Everything will come with experience.